Today, our media partner at the San Francisco Standard is back with another installment in their series, Ask the Standard. It tackles questions that come directly from their readers. As we first told you in May when the series launched, the Standard is inviting people to submit questions about important topics in San Francisco and the wider Bay Area. Then their reporting team answers those questions. Today, they're addressing homelessness in San Francisco and a question many of you had: how many of the city's unhoused are employed? Joining us live now, reporter on the Standard's breaking news desk, Joel Umansor. Joel, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Explain to us the idea behind Ask the Standard.
So we wanted to reach out to our readers and see exactly what they have, their biggest questions about San Francisco. And we wanted to see if we could get data that better answers those questions.
And I know one of the most common questions you've gotten recently is this one: how many of the city's unhoused people are actually employed? So the answer is?
The answer is 17% out of San Francisco's 7,745 homeless people are employed and actually have either full-time, part-time, or sporadic employment.
Got it. Okay, all of those count. What data did you base it on? Was that related to the point-in-time count?
Yes, that was related to the point-in-time count. The latest year was 2022. It's a report that comes out every 2 years or so that kind of details the homeless community in San Francisco and the demographics behind that.
You said it was, about 7,500 homeless, right? And 17% have jobs, whether full-time, part-time, or sporadic. Has that number changed since before the pandemic?
Yes, it has. It actually went up 6 percentage points from 11% in 2019 to the 17% last year's report came out with.
I'm not sure, as we keep looking at these numbers, is this a good news, bad news situation? I'm not sure how to interpret it, because the number of homeless appears to have gone up, yet the number of those percentage employed has also gone up. But what's your read on that?
So in speaking with experts and researchers, employment is just one aspect of stability, I guess, in getting off of the streets. We also have to factor in mental health issues and lack of resources, as well as substance abuse and addiction. Those are things that experts really point to as contributing factors for those that even might consider themselves employed but are still homeless.
How does that working homeless percentage in San Francisco compare to that of other big cities?
Well, nationally, the experts and advocates were telling me when I was doing my reporting that it comes out to about a quarter or 25%, although those figures can, fluctuate because, it's a transient community that they're dealing with. But that compares to the 17% in San Francisco. So it's about 8 percentage points more.
And what is the income range for homeless people with jobs in San Francisco?
So the income range for 56% of those that classify themselves as being homeless and employed ranges from about $450 to about $1,499.
All right. I'm not quite sure if I should be reading it this way, but it strikes me as if the percentage of the homeless that are actually working, if that's gone up, does that suggest the cost of living has really increased, that these are folks who are working, but they simply can't afford a home anymore?
Yeah, when I spoke with the Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing, they mentioned as well that wages and the cost of living directly impacts whether someone is able to keep that full-time job or part-time job, or if they remain in a sporadic or temporary type of employment.
What were some of the barriers to employment for the unhoused population that you found?
So, in addition to the mental health aspect and the substance abuse or addiction, we have to consider as well, whether or not somebody has that housing already, whether they can point to that and have an address to be able to say that that's where they're living so they can have a job. Various little things couple with each other when we're talking with keeping that employment stable and moving from off the streets into consistent housing.
Right, right. Well, this is certainly an interesting snapshot to have as the city tries to work on one of its biggest issues. Just real quickly, how often can readers expect and Ask the Standard? When is the next one coming out?
I actually don't know when the next one's coming out, but I think
how can they send the question to you then?
It's on our website, sfstandard.com. We have a link that readers can send us questions, and we can go ahead and begin the process of beginning to report on those things.
All right, perfect note to end on. Joel Umansur, thank you so much for your time.